Tom Vasel, and welcome to Look Back. This is where I take a look at reviews I did 1, 5, and 10 years ago and tell you what I think about them. Although this time I don't have any reviews from 10 years ago, so let's just go back a year ago. So first of all, we'll start with Scott Pilgrim's precious little card game. Now, I didn't know much about Scott Pilgrim when I played this game, or when I first got the game. I went and read the comics, and now found out that I really hate Scott Pilgrim. But this game, I think, works for people who like Scott Pilgrim. That's the only thing I can think. I don't like the theme, and I don't like the game double-sided. It just feels overly complicated for what it is. Senators, this is a little card game that just came out with a new edition. I heard that it's changed a couple rules that are much, much better. Haven't played the new edition, so the original is just kind of a mad little auction-style game for me. House of Boeing, this is a bouncing balls into something type device. It's a little more fragile, the whole device, than I would like it to be. If you like bouncing ping pong balls, then this will be up your alley. 5-Minute Dungeon. This is really been replaced by 5-Minute Marvel, honestly. That does some of the things this one did better, but it still does. It's a 5-minute style, well, 5 minutes a round. As you're all playing cards as fast as you can cooperatively. Drop Mix. This was the hype in 2017. And it's a better toy than it is a game. And my rating here reflects it as a toy. My kids still like to mess around with it. Legacy of Dragonholt. This one dropped slightly. I still think it's good. I think this one seems to work best as a solitaire experience, or if you're going to play with a family and they're going to listen to basically one person read the whole time. There are some really interesting choices as the game progresses. At first, it's a little bit, you're on railroad tracks, but there definitely is a lot of reading. The King's Will. This one does not look interesting at all. It looks boring as all get out, but there's some nice decisions to make here as you're kind of building a little tableau in front of you. Battlefold. This is a sequel to the folding game here, but this one you're kind of attacking other people. I'm not sure that the different powers are balanced in the game, but it's light enough and interesting enough, and it does that folding thing fairly well. And then finally from last year, I did Lorenzo Magnifico Houses of the Renaissance, and this expansion is just one of the best I've ever played, thus increasing the ranking. I will never play Lorenzo Il Magnifico without this expansion. It adds, the way it adds starting stuff, it just is a phenomenal job. Okay, so 5 years ago. So first I have Friedemann. I'm not sure what the English name of this one is, but it's about getting candy. It's a Friedemann Friese game, a little more convoluted than I like it to be. Canalis. You ever hear of this one? This was part of the line of games that AEG made where they were all in the same universe, and, well, I was going to say only Love Letter survived, but they still Love Letter to Fantasy Flight or Asmodee. But this one was okay, about connecting canals and things. It was, you know, your typical Euro game. Rattus Card. Now, Rattus is an actually pretty good game about this rats, the rat infestation of the Black Plague and type things. There's some pretty interesting ideas. The card game was a different beast. It's a nice, solid little card game. They have the same theming to some degree. I don't know that this one ever saw an English release. Kaboom! Build stuff, try to knock it over with catapults and things. A fun game with lots of blocks and things. People will enjoy that. Smash Up Cthulhu. This one's dropped a little bit for me. Not because it's bad. It's still a good expansion, but it's Cthulhu, which is a theme I'm on. It added curse cards, which are interesting, but they don't really work as well with the other expansions. They work okay. But I found that when I'm going through and picking from the humongous amounts of Smash Up factions, I don't often pick the Cthulhu ones. Then we have Expedition Famous Explorers. This is a Wolfgang Kramer game about connecting and going around the world. A classic game that was redone by 8th Summit. If the components were better, it would probably maybe even make it an 8 because it's a really solid game. The components are okay. But it's still a nice connection around the world style game. And then Thunderstone Advanced Numenera. Thunderstone Advanced, there's a lot of expansions. This was a standalone one. This was a great theme. I never even heard of Numenera before this one. I wish they would do the new Thunderstone Quest with Numenera. It's just a neat theme, and I liked its addition to Thunderstone. Of the Thunderstone Advanced stuff, this was my favorite of the whole mix. And so, there you go. Those are the reviews that I did 1 and 5 years ago. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Look Back on the Dice Tower.